नमस्सर्वेभ्यः कक्ष्यायाम् अन्तिमकक्ष्यायां स्वागतम्। अस्मिन् कक्ष्यायाम् अस्माभिः पूर्वतनायाः पत्रिकायाः प्रश्नपत्रिकायाः आलोकनं वा किञ्चित् क्रियते। सम्पूर्णमिति न, कथं भवति, कथम् अस्माभिः तत्र परीक्षापत्रस्य उत्तराणि, पत्रिकायाः उत्तराणि दातव्यानि। प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। प्रश्नपत्रिका एवं भवति चतुर्षु पत्रेषु। एकस्मिन् एव A4 पत्रिकायाम् एवं भागद्वयम् एकस्मिन् पार्श्वे भागद्वयम् अपरस्मिन् पार्श्वे भवति। तत्र सम्यक् सूचितं भवति। पश्यतु, यदि परीक्षा पत्रिका एव स्वीकृतमस्ति इति एकवारं द्रष्टव्यम् अस्माभिः। कदाचित् तत्र कार्यकर्तॄणां किं भवति, किञ्चित् हेज़निङ्ग् इति यद्वदामः, किमपि अन्यत् भवितुम् अर्हति। दृष्ट्वा परिचयपरीक्षा पत्रिका एव स्वीकृता अस्ति मया इति। अपि च तत्र समयावकाशः घण्टात्रयं भवति। बहु अधिकम् एतत्। घण्टात्रयं यावत् सम्पूर्णं लेखनीयं न भवति एव इति मम मनसि अस्ति। परन्तु सर्वं घण्टात्रयम् उपयोक्तुं आदेशः नास्ति, परन्तु अन्ते एकवारं लिखितस्य पुनरावलोकनं करणीयम् इति किञ्चित् समयावकाशः भवेदिति तत्र पुनः दृष्ट्वा सर्वं सम्यक् कृतमस्ति इति एकवारं द्रष्टव्यम् अस्माभिः। पुनरावर्तनम् उत्तरपत्रिकायाः दानक्रियायाः प्राक् एकवारं द्रष्टव्यम् अस्माभिः। तत्कारणात् उपयोगमस्ति घण्टात्रयस्य। 100 अङ्काः तु ज्ञातविषयः। अस्माकं परीक्षा तु 25तमे दिनाङ्के इति मन्ये। कैलेण्डर् एकवारं पश्यामि। आम्, अन्तिमरविवासरे अर्थात् 25तमे दिनाङ्के फेब्रवरी मासे अस्माकं परीक्षा भवति। सामान्यतया बेङ्गळूरुनगरीय प्रश्नपत्रिकायां प्रश्नः भाषाद्वये भवति। कन्नडे अपि भवति, आङ्ग्ले अपि भवति। यतः बहवः अत्र कन्नडमाध्यमेन उत्तरं दास्यन्ति, यत्र अन्यभाषा अपेक्षा अस्ति। संस्कृतम् अतिरिच्य तत्र कन्नडस्यापि भवति। अपि च यथा अस्माभिः दृश्यते ऐ इति यद्दत्तमस्ति, ऐ तदनन्तरं ऐ ऐ ऐ ऐ ऐ ऐ वि इति 5 प्रधानभागाः भवन्ति। 5 प्रधानभागाः। सामान्यतया प्रत्येकस्मिन् प्रधानभागस्य 20 वा, सामान्यतया सर्वथा इति न, एवरेज् 20 अङ्कानि, अर्थात् 20। परन्तु बहुत्र एवमपि अत्र यथा अस्मिन् प्रश्नपत्रिके 14 एव प्रथमभागे अस्ति, 28 यावत् द्वितीयभागे अङ्कानि दत्तमस्ति। एवं किञ्चित् इम्बालेन्स् भवति. So you know that there are 5 segments, roughly averaging 20, but it varies from 15 through 25 and all variations are seen. Okay. So the 5 major. So whenever we answer, we have this one thing I struggled with, checking the answer script is the student doesn't indicate the primary index of what he is answering, and sometimes he is not going in the same order. So that creates confusion also. So just make sure that you mark the question number accurately everywhere. So everything should have, for example, I.A.1, I.E.1, like that. So this is a triple index. See, I as the first, the Roman letter I as the first one, Roman letter 1 as the first index. Then there is a Sanskritam letter. Sometimes they use Kakha, sometimes they use A. Okay. And then there is again a Roman numeral 1, 2, 3. Okay. For this question paper, they have avoided using Sanskrit numerals, but I have seen question papers where Sanskrit numerals are deployed also. So some variations exist. So you be ready to understand both the types of annotations. Okay, number one. And what I have done here is nicely colored the question paper as if it is all in multicolor. Nothing, it's simple black and white question paper. I have done the highlighting so that we know the segments. So major segment, minor segment, and all that. One of the key errors that many students do, which is very apparent because their answer seems to be deviating from what is asked many times, is not to read the question in full. They forget, for example, you have to read the question completely in full. Whereas there is no general guidance under I, under each subindex etc. You see, there is a clear question. See, any two, many options will be right there. So you don't have to overdo anything. But for small questions, if you do all three, there is no harm. Normally, we are kind of aware, oh, we cannot award 3 marks here, only 2 marks is available. We constantly keep a printout of this question paper as a reference, so that we don't do such mistakes. But over answering in the beginning leads to tension in the end. That's what I have generally seen. Where they actually needed to pay more attention later on in Sandhi and all, they are faltering. And they have given reams and reams of answer for 1 mark. Okay. It cannot earn you. Sometimes you may even irritate the evaluator. Why should I even award 1 marks? Is gone and I'm not reading the question, not checking the weight of the marks. So you have to be aware of few things. One is the index, one is the exact what they need in the question. You should not go too much beyond what is asked, and you should look at the potential options that are there, any two, any one, things like that. And you should look at the weight of the marks. So this is also important. Your answer should actually weigh in with the marks. For example, if there is 1 marks for something, there is no expectation for you to go on beyond one or two sentences. Okay. Especially if it is a Sanskrit answer, there is never an expectation to go too much beyond 1 or 2 sentences. Even if it's an English answer, for example, here it says explain any 2 sayings in English, and the question is Niyato yatra dharmo vai tamashankah samachara. Don't go on and on with a full tatparya. Just give 2 sentences. Okay. So that's 2 or 3 maybe. Okay. Don't go beyond that. Don't go into half a page and all that. I would see this not occupying more than 10% of the page. So typically 1 marks, a sheet should have the weight, a total 1 sheet should have the weight of around 10 to 12 marks is how I look at it. Okay. So mentally think of 1 sheet of your answer as 10 to 12 marks and dedicate that much space. Okay. It's a little counterintuitive what I'm saying, but this is true for any exam. Okay. All right. And as you know, any of you can in between jump in to ask clarification. Okay, not a problem. Okay. Then the other thing is, look, 8 marks here, any 2 and 8 marks. And you see the question, write the word to word meaning and the gist of any 2. So they haven't asked Padavibhaga. Okay, they haven't asked Padavibhaga. But when they almost mean word to word, because padas have to be taken out, to some extent Padavibhaga won't be out of place if you want to answer, especially 4 marks being the case, if you can do it. But there is no explicit requirement you do Padavibhaga. It is important that you know the overall gist as well as which words convey what part of that tatparya has to be. So you don't go again in English order, go with some Samskrita Anvaya Vakya and then put some Butler English. But if you want to go the bookish way, that is fine. I mean, favoring the English. But believe me, while the textbook has reordered the Sanskrit sentence to favor the English, it is not an easy job to do. it will need 2 iterations to come to that. You have to do the Samskrita Anvaya Vakya, understand the meaning, then think of the overall Anvaya Vakya in English, put down the Anvaya Vakya in English, cut it into pieces, putting the Sanskrit word corresponding to each phrase of Anvaya, of the English Anvaya Vakya there. So it is actually too much effort. It may appear like a cakewalk because we are seeing what is already been done there. Actually, what is a cakewalk is go according to Indian language order, subject, object, verb order, and with other Visheshana, Visheshya pairing, etc. and commas for clausal portions, so, and then, apradhana kriya, or what you call anga bhuta kriya and pradhana kriya, such things. Okay, Anvaya Vakya is very, very elegant to do in Sanskritam order itself, or Indian language order itself. And so I actually personally, in my opinion, even if they ask word to word meaning, I write the thing in the Anvaya Vakya order. Even if Anvaya Vakya has not been asked, it is kind of nice. First, for me, a logical process is write the Anvaya Vakya in the beginning, okay, and then break it up and write the Butler English corresponding to 1 or 2 words each at a time. One word maybe where it's feasible, or 1 or 2 or 3 words of Sanskritam go into one phrase of English. That's also fine. If you see, they also have done that even with the English order. Okay, then go for the gist. In the gist, go slightly give the context. Okay, so like for example, Bharata is talking to Rama in the context of him visiting Ashokavana, or him visiting Parnakutira, like this, not Ashokavana, that is Hanuman. Anyway, so these kind of things you say, and Dasharatha has lost his life and Rama is not aware. Some context maybe. So that kind of thing is what just has to go. Again, don't go into reams and reams. Restrict yourself. So 8 marks. So I would say, yeah, you can answer 2 of these in 1 page. Okay. But maybe sometimes we get overboard, nor sometimes we don't write too densely. Then it may go, yeah, 3/4 of a page may go for 1 and another 3/4. So it may go to 1.5 page. But myself, I would like to see this question attacked in 1 page and no more. Okay. But I have seen all the answer scripts I have seen, this first few questions go to 60% of the sheets of the answer. And then 90 marks are dedicated in few sheets because they're all one line. So there is no need to go on and on here. There is no expectation to go beyond half a page, 3/4 of a page at max. Okay. All right. So then next you see Chatushloka, or the explain any witty poem, Chatushloka. Okay. So, okay, there is no option. Explain the following witty poem. Finish, one only. So, you have to kind of give the meaning sense and show why it is a Chatushloka. You have to say, okay, why Ramapadanusanga is there in the word. So, you have to show, okay, see, Cha, aha, Ramaha, and put an underline under that and say, this way, even though it is not constructed using the Rama Pratipadika, but the fact that Rama kind of sound exists in the words that are used, in the colloquial meaning, there being nothing to do with Sri Rama, but still due to the association of the very sound of Rama, like that you give some 1 sentence there. Okay.
Mahodaya, can I just ask you? The previous one, we are supposed to write the Anavay and then translate the thing with
No,
Butler
I
English, or
told, see, how will you straight jump into word to word meaning if you don't know the Anvaya? You won't.
okay.
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 So my logical process was, in our brain, we may not put it down on paper. It will be okay if you put it down on paper. The first thing is list of words. Okay, by Sandhi breaks. Next thing is the reordering of them in a Sanskrit Anvaya. Next thing is the part by part English, what you call translation. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost
That means it's a long process, either in the mind or in
it
the
is, whether
written.
in the mind or on paper, yes. And
Yes.
then a few sentences of Tatparya. Okay. I am very confident for all these shlokas, I can do this in half a page. Okay. And of course, unless I go too loose and keep jumping lines, etc., and I can do it in half a page, maybe 3/4, no more. So if you, for example, there is no need to do Sandhi break word by word as a separate exercise. You can mentally know it and do it in the Anvaya Vakya itself. Okay? All right.
Okay.
And
Then
another thing to do is you in your answer sheet on the you take one ask for an additional sheet if you want. Ask them saying, I want an additional sheet ahead because I want to use one part of it as a scrap for reference, because if it is part of the same first answer sheet, I will have to turn and check. So please give me an additional sheet. Nobody will refuse you, so you can receive an additional sheet. Use that as a
rough work for rough
scrap
work.
work. Okay.
Yes.
Where you, for example, before you even receive the question paper, write Rama Shabda, Sita Shabda. Few things you are allowed to do that from your memory recall when your brain is not under tension. Note down. So then tell, I am doing all this as a priori exercise to prepare for the exam. Nothing wrong. I did these things. Okay, myself. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes later on in the tension of the exam, sometimes you forget even what is Shashti Vibhakti for Rama, like that. These kind of things happen to us. Okay. So sometimes just having Rama Shabda there, just like Rama Pada Anushangat Asmakam Upayoga Bhavati, like that. Okay, is helpful. Of course,
Okay.
Rama and a couple of other Shabdas. Okay.
Dhanyavad.
So do that. Hmm? And then that way, then you can avoid doing a lot of scrap work and canceling and all that as part of the main answer. You can be more cleaner. And then you should attach whatever sheets you have received, you should attach. You just put a nice diagonal cross line across the scrap work and attach it. No, the evaluators will appreciate. Look, this student has been very, very smart. He's used this scrap sheet in a nice way. And so you put a cross around it, so you know it's not any answer. It's just your prep. So it's all there for the overall weight of how you will be presenting yourself through your answer paper. Okay. Then you see, solve the puzzle and write the meaning in English. Only one again. So everywhere options won't be there. Here and there options are there. Some places no. So 2 marks. So no need to go on and on in both these places. Okay. So here, it is puzzle, right? So Kesari, Ibat, Savarna Dirgha. That's all. If you have done that part, underline the critical portion of your answer. Rest, they also would like to, they know pretty much you would have done that. So that's much. Okay. So then, so the lion is superior to the elephant. Ibha is a name, Parichaya pada for elephant. Something enough. Okay. Then second segment. So first segment, you see, was focused a little bit on Tatparya, Pratipadartha, little bit long range. So some of them are Suktis. See, the first segment is straight on Suktis. Next segment is on all this Subhashitas. Okay. Next segment is on Chatushloka. Next segment is on what they call it.
Samasya.
Samasya. Thanks, Bhagini. So you can see all those bulk portions where they're finished in the first segment. Okay. There is some more bulk portion coming here. Next, again, actually, this was Subhatamev Gunam Ramam Satyapara Yavraj. Oh, no. This was from the Ramayana segment, some of the Sankshepa Ramayana segments. Was Sankshepa Ramayana segment. Okay, here Subhashitas are coming. So Sankshepa Ramayana, 8 marks. Chatushloka, 2 or 4 marks. You won't get more than that. Sukti, see, 2 marks. There are about 12 suktis, so 2 marks out of that you can get. So and then from all the samasya, another 2 or 4 marks. So variations in question paper. Some question paper there may be 4 marks here, 2 marks there, 6 marks only here. It varies. Okay. See here, here Subhashita, you see 6 marks. See, explain the following Subhashita. So again choice is missing. So remember you have to do both. So 3 marks. So here there is absolutely no expectation of Pratipadartha, Anvaya Vakya, nothing. Okay. Just you have to summarize the Subhashita in English as an English student, Kannada as a Kannada student. Okay. So yeah, that's no need to look for Anvaya Vakya and all that. That will happen in your brain, but there is no need to spend material ink on explaining all that. Then one shloka mentioned below. See, memory comes into picture for the segment. Only 2 marks, not too demanding. Yugadi Shlokaha, Tulasi Shlokaha. Okay, whatever best you remember, see if you can represent that. If you have given about 50% of the shloka, generally 1 marks will be awarded. Saying, look, some recall has been there. Okay, so if you reflected it perfectly, then that's good. But you see, there is not too much demand on memory. 2 marks. Okay, all these are all logical above that. Even if you have never looked at those Subhashitas before, with enough knowledge of Samskritam, we are ready for answering them. Okay, but these two are pure memory. Next, see, this is Moola, Agra, that explanation of Tulasi. So it should be easy. Okay, and yeah, this one is about Dala Bhakshanam. that one, Yugadi Shloka. Next, 10 questions in Sanskrit. So, this is all based on the story of Raghuvamsham here. 10 marks for Raghuvamsham, you see. So, that's why that story is actually quite a few pages in the book, right? So, split over 10 episodes. It's if you collect it together, it's probably 20% of the book there. Okay, so actually 10 marks are there for that. Very nice. See, Dilipasya. The very simple questions, nothing earth-shattering. Dilipasya acharya vasishtaha. Finish. Don't need to go on and on. Shriman vasishtaha asit. No, no. Just to replace kaha with vasishtaha. Nandini ka. Nandini vasishtasya denuhu. Sa surabehe putri. Like that. Okay. Like this kind of thing. If you want to give the second qualifier, nice. Okay. Acharya Sevasishya Dhanam. Anyway, we'll see in detail. Okay. Next, you see, next E section for the second segment is explain with reference to context in English. Okay. When they have said context, see here, Sandarbha Sahita. Sanskrit only in Kannada script there. So, Sandarbha Sahitam. That's a Ganga Pravaha Asit. Ataha Tat Na Shrutam. So, just a quote has been given. So, you have to say, Yada Dilipah Vasishtashrame Gatavan Asit. In fact, in English, the question is here English. I don't need to go on and on in Sanskritam like I was trying. So when Dilipa visited Vasishta to understand why he didn't have progeny, Vasishta thought about it, and Vasishta said these words to Dilipa. There was a curse of Surabhi Kamadhenu on you, and you didn't hear the curse because there was the sound of the river Ganga in spate at that time, so you didn't hear. That's all. Enough. So Vasishta told Dilipa, and this is about Surabhi's words. That's all. Or that way. I keep using Surabhi, Kamadhenu words. Okay. Then Aham Shivasya Sevakaha. So, like this one by one, which context this comes. If you read the story again, this is very easy. All right. See, very rewarding. See, 2 to 3 sentences in English, 2 marks each, and we have to give all the 5. Again, no choice. Okay. Then answer any one. Dasha Disha Haka. Again, memory based. See, memory based options will be there, and it's not going to be taxing in terms of your weight of the marks. Just 3 marks. Okay. Answer any one. Okay. One is Dasha Disha Kaha. Easy one to attack. Okay, at least you can score 2 out of 3 even if you forget something. But it's very difficult to forget this Dasha Disha. Then Pancha Yajna Hake, Pitru Yajna, all that thing. Okay, Chatvaraha Upaya Hake, Samadana, Veda, Danda. We got all marks. If we wanted to answer all of them, we will still only get 3 marks. But that's it. This was easy, this question paper. Okay, then last few in the third segment. So third segment we entered right here. So we saw third segment, it's totally for about 19 marks. And so the second subvariant in that, see, this is grammar. Pat dhatoho karmani prayoge vartamana kalasya sarveshu purusheshu sarveshu vachaneshu cha rupani likhata. There is no English, no Kannada. At this point, they expect you to understand this. So of the pat dhatu in karmani, in present tense, in all purushas and vachanas, that is the full 3 by 3 table, rupani likata. So you're supposed to write vandu dhato, but remember, okay, that is pat dhato and this is vandu dhato lot. So you see what is the more favorable one and attack that. Okay, so athava. So one of these two you have to answer. So 3 marks. So this pat dhatu I would attack. Okay. So karmani and vartamana, it can't be easier. So patyate, patyete, patyante, we are done. Okay. So lot lakare vandu dhato ho sarveshu pusare pujana. We know vandate in lat. So lot of that, how does atmanepadi lot go? Vandatam, vandyat, vandatam, vandetam, something like that will go, right? So you see what is easy and you go attack that, no problem. Okay. So then match. This is again another cakewalk for us. We have done it in our class so much. Okay. So kaschit, break it down. Kaha, chit. Kaha means pullinga ekavachana. So look. Huh? Purushaha is pullinga ekavachana. So, tuck. So, kaschit purusha. Mentally keep it. Don't jump. In your question paper only, you write a pencil mark for this. Finish it on your question paper, which you're going to take away anyway. Okay. And then commit the answers finally in your answer sheet. Okay. So I don't like people who answer 1 dot u, comma 2 dot a, comma 3 dot e, because you are putting burden on the evaluator, and evaluator may get tired and say, okay, yes, then mistake. Why do you give him a chance to think you have made a mistake? Okay, so just write 1 dot kaschit, and to the next of it you write u dot purushaha. You don't have to write it in the same order. You write it in the order that you have found the answers. So because what the evaluator is looking, he knows what is kachit purusha. Okay, accurate. Dashasu prakoshte, so saptami bahuvachana. So he is reading dashasu every time. He doesn't want to look at is it 2 dot a, like that. So just please don't be lazy here. Okay, just to answer the whole thing in one line. I have seen some people answer the whole question paper in just one A4 sheet, one side and another side. They have got good marks also, but thankfully, if the evaluator is patient to read dense stuff, and they may lose a few marks if somebody is impatient. Okay, so don't overdo the jugaad also, juganes. Okay, just use a few sheets. Change the voice as direct. So karmani to lang. So just see what is written. Just don't go karmani, I will do kartari. So they have asked for lang lakara. So you cannot use tantas. You cannot use gataha, pitaha, all those forms. You have to use lang. So that's agachat. Change into karmani lang. So here Ramaha polikam akhadat, kartari lang is there. So Ramena polika. You cannot use khadita. If you use khadita, you are making a mistake in not using lang. Okay. Akhadyata. You have to go. So you have to know the lang lakara forms also. But luckily they won't ask you some madhyama purusha, uttama purusha too much. Okay. They'll focus on pratama purusha. So you should not be in too much of a difficulty wicket. So like this you answer. Next, fill up the blanks as directed. Okay. So pathati. So this is the sample and this is the expectation of following the sample. Pathati pratama purushaha. Pathami uttama purushaha. Chak. It will come, right? Like that you have to go. Then sandhi. See, 5 marks for sandhi adding, sandhi creation, and 5 marks for sandhi breaking up. Okay. So 10 marks for sandhi. Okay. Then you see here again little bit of karmani bhave related. Patati patyate, bhavati bhuyate, bhavyate. Most people will look at that, say bhavyate, bhuyate. These kind of things, challenging stuff they will give for the transformations. Then 10, we have come to 4th segment here already. So 10 sentences in your own. This is what I like always. I find students are very innovative, some of them, but some of them are little bit repetitive and irritating because they don't explore a little bit. Be a little bold, it's okay. Okay, and any 10, 12 are there, it's okay. Put down 12 sentences, 2 more, no problem. Okay. Usually what I do is I favor, if 1 or 2 wrong answers are there, I cancel them out and pick up the right answers and still award 5 marks. Okay. So half a mark each, guys. So don't go into a paragraph size sentence. Just go 4 or 5 words. Okay. Pitam. So maya dugdam pitam. Something like that. Okay. Like that. Jalam pitam. If you're not sure of linga of dugda, stick to jalam. No problem. Maya jalam pitam. Okay. Or you can, if you want to go little bit bold, कावेर्याः जलं पीतं. कावेरी नद्याः जलं पीतं. मया कावेरी नद्याः जलं पीतं. If you want to go a little bit bold, ह्यः, परह्यः, something you want to add, that's all fine. But basically 3-4 words, don't go beyond that. Okay, because you'll start making mistakes. Kaschana, so some fella. Prayaha, perhaps. This you can build sentences around this. Should be easy. Then Samskrita. So Samskrita English translations in the last segment. Actually, if you see the last segment and all are very quickly done because no expectation of more than one line or half a line answer for them. So sometimes to go on and on with question one, you will tire yourself. Okay, what I would I would do is I would do if you are confident, I would do this section 5, section 4, etc., which are kind of very logical and easy ones to finish off quickly with, so that you are fresh and clear and don't confuse your sandhis and all that. And then go to I and I and I, okay, which is a little more expansive because lot of marks in section 4 and 5. Okay, which are grammar and small answers expectation. Maithili, what's your question?
Namaste Mahodaya. What I wanted to ask is change into translate into Sanskrit. We should write it only in Karmani Prayoga or Kartari also is fine.
Where
goes to the office by
translate
bus.
into Sanskrit. No, you are free because English is not powerful with Karmani. It's like a twisted language with Karmani. If it naturally comes easy to you say in Karmani, you are allowed to do that in Karmani instead of Kartari.
Okay.
Yeah, since there is no specific guidance saying use Karmani, use Kartari, you are free.
Astu.
Huh? So if you're naturally the Karmani sentence is coming to the brain, put it down.
Mahodaya,
Yes,
but if there is a Karmani sentence in English, if it is given, then we need to put it in Karmani, no?
Karmani sentence.
To the office
You
by
do
bus.
that if you are feeling confident to come out with it. But if you have the Kartari coming naturally, no harm. Okay?
Okay. Oh.
Because there is nothing in translation, there is no mandation that you, even in the textbook itself, Karmani Samskrita has been put in Kartari English. Right? Because they have clearly even said in the textbook, see, it's not natural to write this in passive voice in English. So we have deployed it, the answers in active voice. They have themselves admitted. Okay.
Oh.
So when they have themselves admitted in the textbook, there cannot be any penalty on you for changing the voice in such translation. Unless the question says, translate these into Sanskrit using passive voice. Then you have to go Karmani Bhave. Okay? Such question may come. Some question may say, let us put it a little challenge for our students. They may add that qualifier. Then you have forced. Okay? So here, Kannada guys will find it much easier for this because the Kannada sentence is already pointing to where he should head in Samskrita. He goes to the office by bus. So, saha karyalayam yulokayanena gacchati. Mentally we have to reorder, that's all. Okay? So that you see, it's exactly same order in Kannada. Avanu, saha, office-ige, karyalayam, bussinalli, lokayanena gacchati. Hoguttane. But here vibhaktis are different in Kannada. Okay? Ali is a Saptami vibhakti, ge is a kind of Chaturthi, this kind of thing. Yes, Akshay.
Mahodaya, I had this question. I know it might be a bit silly, but can we answer some questions in Kannada and some questions in English?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Because when they give the answer scripts for evaluation, they know the batch they're picking up. Oh, these are all English candidates. So now suppose they give it to a Bengaluru is a very, I mean, cosmopolitan city. Okay? So there is absolutely good chance that the evaluator you get may not be Kannada knowledgeable.
Okay.
Okay. So why take the risk? There is no need to show that you know Kannada. Okay. So if you, since you have chosen English, you are bound to answer in English. Okay. Don't answer in Kannada because if I get it, you will be lucky. Yeah, I'll say okay, all right. I know both languages. I will evaluate. But strictly another evaluator who may have come from another state and who is a volunteer here, who is a great student knowledge person. That's why he is part of the volunteer list to do evaluations. But he or she will be stumped Okay, many of my Samskrit Bharati friends here in this community, they don't have, other than a very basic knowledge of Kannada, they don't have working knowledge of Kannada beyond that. Reading Kannada font is beyond them. Okay? Yeah.
Also, one more question, Mahodaya. Here, in that third question in translate to Sanskrit,
Hmm.
they have given number. Do we have to write Shata, or can we also use the numbers?
Oh, no. You write Shata and bracket, you write 100 in Sanskritam if you want.
Okay.
We don't do this in Sanskritam. Okay? Generally, it is frowned upon in Sanskritam to collapse to digits like that. Because
Okay.
Vibhakti goes out of the equation, the sentence is disturbed. Paninian grammar is disturbed.
Okay.
How do you do Shatena?
Not possible.
Not possible. That's why we stick to words. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. The power of Vibhakti is very strong in Sanskritam. So just using 100 as a number, I know this I didn't like myself, because when they give like this, they are confusing the student. So, for example, in Kannada, they have actually written 100 in Kannada also, which many Kannadigas don't even know to read Kannada numerals, which is a sad state of affairs. It's another story. So, this actually is creating that seed of doubt in your head, which I don't. They should have just said HUNDRED in English and said Nuru in Kannada instead of 100. Anyway, ठीक है, वो हो जो लिखा है वो लिखा है, लेकिन आप तो वो शतम Chatraha, like that you go. Shata
What you said is
Chatra.
actually
Shata,
very valid.
you do Shata Chatraha, like that. Okay?
Yeah, Mahodaya. Even in our research papers, we are advised, even though it's mathematics, we are advised not to use numbers unless it's for equations. Wherever in the text we have,
Correct.
numbers are converted to words.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. What you can do is, if you have half a doubt, this is going to tire the reader, put in brackets the digits in Sanskrit. No problem. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So then last one is the easier one, Sanskrit into English. Balakaha angulya gananam karoti. Boy counts using his fingers. See, his fingers you can put down in English. Here it just says angulya in singular, but his fingers is how we, phrase should be in English favor. Okay? So you can do literal translations. The boy with one finger counting, he does. Who will count with one finger, guys? It is a shaili in Samskritam. Angulya. Okay? Ekavachana has been used. So you have to go using his fingers, something like that. Okay? You don't even write using fingers in English, right? You always say his or her. So you'd go that style, no problem. Here we don't say it in Sanskritam, it is implicit, is his own finger. Why will he use his sister's finger to count numbers? Okay. So like this, you do these things. Just that's already they have talked about Anuvada Paddhati. So you remember those things when you do the translation. Okay. Butler is the first order in mind. Then you go Queen's English when you write the answer down, commit it on paper. Okay, so that is almost I have said everything I wanted to say, and this is how for the postal students, this is the best I could reconstruct. Okay, postal students who strictly are not in Bengaluru, who will receive by post, they are not in Bengaluru, Mangaluru, Mysuru, etc., where they will have to go to the examination center. There they will receive not only the question paper, they will receive the answer paper. Please maintain the sanctity of keeping the question paper to yourself. Okay, don't scan and start sharing on platforms. Please, not even to your close friend. Let us everyone be honest. We are only here to evaluate ourselves and grow ourselves. Okay, so nobody is going to look at, oh, she got 95 marks in Samskrita Bharati Parichaya and clap. Okay, you have to be happy I learned Sanskritam, that's all. So don't start sharing, forwarding, please, we request. Okay, we are trying to keep it as sanct as possible. Okay, and so the answer sheet, they will send one folded answer paper also for you. Okay, in the envelope. In fact, poor Sanskrit Bharati spends more on support running this exam than they ever earn with the 300 odd rupees we have given, which is why I plead with those of you who can to help them. Okay, all right. So this is I've just shown a couple of answers typed in. So you have to write all these things, your name, you have to write your registration number. Stick to English. Don't have gone a little overboard writing in Sanskrit font and all that. Stick to English, no problem. Nama also you stick to English. You write bilingual if you want. Okay, bilingual answer is fine. So there will be portions where the evaluators will be left to. So don't touch anything there. Leave it. They will evaluate. And also, either you're using your own answer sheet, make sure left side you keep a good margin for evaluation where you write your index like this. See, 1 1 1 2 like this everything. See, 2 marks, don't go beyond. If you want to waste a line, waste it between two answers. Okay, not even needed. I could have kept it above there because it's so well lined up like that. See, and then you see another habit. Put down the page number above, right? Like this, your page number in sequence. Then make sure you staple it or tag it very nicely together. Don't forget, slipping out of these sheets is very easy. In the mass of papers, they need to move around. So every sheet on top, write your registration number and your name possibly. Here, there is no harm if you write your mobile number, but not required. As long as your registration number is pakka, don't need to write. If you have half a doubt, rather than reveal mobile number, leave an email ID if you wish. Okay. Email ID is lesser of the two direct disturbance mediums. So you can write your email ID here if you have half a doubt. Let me leave that also there. Another thing is, those of you who are posting your answer scripts on that Sunday after finishing, or that next Monday morning or something like that, you will be posting your answers. Okay, you are expected to sit down for 3 hours on that Sunday and do the answer. Okay, seal it in the envelope and post it. Okay, you're expected to follow the same regimen a student who is appearing for the exam hall exam also is doing, just out of respect to those who are doing it the other way, directly sitting in the exam hall and answering. Okay, so try to be, don't try to be perfect or anything. So I'll quickly refer here and then find the right answer and answer. Just use your best effort. Okay, just use all your effort to read the textbook before the question paper is opened. That's all our request. It's an appeal. And so seal and send it in the exam. And those who are sending by post, because of vagaries of postage and courier and all that, make sure you take a clear scan of your answer sheet. Okay, before you seal it in the thing. Clear scan. Keep that PDF with you. Take help of one of the youngsters in the family to take a clear scan of the thing. Nowadays, you don't even need a computer scanner to do it. If you use a good mobile phone, which you know how to hold carefully, and you can actually do good scanning on mobile phone. But make sure after every page you take a snap, that the snap is sharp and readable. Okay? So don't assume you have done a good job. Then save those images. Ask one of the youngsters to construct a PDF out of it. They will know how to do it. Okay, and keep that PDF with you as a backup. It will be good for you also to refer to yourself later when you get your marks. You can go check where you bungled. Also it will be good if you feel that you haven't get the evaluation marks, your answer paper has been missed, so you can contact Samskrita Bharati by email and send them your PDF answer saying, I haven't got the marks award in time. There may have been a lapse in terms of the answer paper reaching. Please kindly accept this as a backup answer script of mine, which has been scanned on that day. They will generally be okay with that. But don't send in unnecessarily. That's all. Post your answers. Okay, because if they get flooded, then the genuine cases will get lost. That's all. Okay, there's a few volunteers struggling hard. That's why we have to be careful. Okay. So what else? Now the rest of this presentation is actually about going into this particular question paper. Now my feeling is that I don't want to waste too much time there because every question paper is different and all that. But let's quickly look at a few. So for example, this was 2 marks. I have already committed too much. Okay, I have already done an answer here, which is actually looking like 1 marks, right? So I have done an answer which is worth about 2 or 3 marks here. 2 marks maybe at least. So I have written first in Sanskrit order. This you do mentally, not required. Okay, yatra dharmaha nihata vai asti tvam ashanka. This blue-gray line is not wanted. All that they want is where the act of that is dharmic is clear to you, carry it out without any hesitation or doubt. Be firm in your action to follow that clarity that you have. Okay, that's all enough. Okay. So I have shown the longer answer so that I can tell you what not to waste time on. I have done it because for me, I had already done it in my PPT, so it was all cut paste for me when I prepared this PPT. Next, for example, tasya tadeva madhuram yasya mano yatra sanlagdam. One's mind is. But finally, we found the original Subhashitam is little bit favoring Samskrita Bharati's answer. But I would like to, because we don't have luckily, we don't have to look at that surah and all that in the first part. We can go a little bit more smart upon whatever one's mind is engaged. That very thing indeed is sweet unto him or her. Kind of slightly tone down the struck sense that Samskrita Bharati gave. Again, you don't need this. Okay, above part. So, but see I looks like I was aware of the full Subhashitam. See, I have a person here with the Surah bottle. But here there is our Yogiraj. Okay. Then, yeah, so I have answered all three here just as a prototype, but you need to answer only any two. So don't try to draw pictures like me in the answer sheet. So like this, guys, I don't want to now waste more time going through the entire. I think somebody has already shared it, but I can very easily share the PDF of this so that you have a very clear high resolution example to look at. Okay. My intent today is not to go through every answer and bore you more. I have done what you call 38 into about 1.5 hours average or even more. So 50, 60 hours I have tortured you. So I don't have any intent to do more of that. Okay. Are there any further questions about the main question paper? Okay. I think everybody is happy. I have a good attendance today. So let me conclude this question review, short version of the question review session. Historically, I have done longer ones with the students. There are some old recordings, but I would not ask you to bother with all those at this moment. So I will send the PDF of this presentation to you. Okay, so you have the benefit of looking at it in leisure. And so let me conclude this part of the of our interaction. Just let me stop the recording. Just stand by.